Hello everybody, it's Itmar. It's that man again, ITMA Itmar. Now Itmar was used during the Second World War to tell a few jokes, a comedy programme which was all done over the radio. We didn't have televisions in those days, and it was a comedy programme that went on from 1939 up to 1949. That's 2 years after I was born. It was really appreciated and it lifted people's spirits up. It was a joking programme that was on the radio and everybody loved it. So it carried on for 10 years. I'm not going to be here another 10 years, not doing video clips anyway. So let's get over a couple of jokes first of all. I went to the pet shop the other day and I was queuing up. I went for some food for my cat and I was queuing up, keeping me 2 meters distance from everybody. And as I glanced to the side, I spotted this little plastic incubator with 3 little chicks in, and I thought, should I buy them? Because they kept going cheap. Anyway, that's one joke. The other one is a few years ago, I moved into a house. I moved house, and next door went to introduce myself to the next door neighbour, whose name was Jim. And as I went in, he was wallpapering. So he was wallpapering his lounge, and I chatting to him a bit, introduced myself. And I went away, and then I went home, and then a couple of months later, I decided I wanted to wallpaper my lounge as well. So I went to see Jim, and I knocked on his door. I said, Jim, you know, when you went to buy your wallpaper, how many rolls did you buy to do your lounge? He said, 14. I said, oh, right. So off I went to the wallpaper people and bought 14 rolls of wallpaper, completed the lounge, but I had 8 rolls left. And I thought, that's funny. So I knocked on Jim's door and I said, Jim, you know when you went to buy your wallpaper and you told me you bought 14 rolls, I've bought the same, but I've got 8 left. And he said, that's funny, so have I. Anyway, let's get on with a little 3-minute devotion. This one's called Lessons in Learning. At that time, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, who, when, is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? He called a little child to him and placed the child among them. And he said, whoever takes the lowly position of this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. That's from Matthew chapter 18, verses 1 to 4. In Jesus' day, children began learning certain passages of Scripture as early as 3 years old. They began reading the Bible between the ages of 5 and 6. They learned the Mishnah at 10 and studied the Talmud at 15. Children were in a constant state of learning. None of them felt as though they could stand beside their teacher and begin to lead the class. So when the disciples began to argue with one another and say, who, then, is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? They were fighting for a position of leadership. Spiritual training takes a lifetime. Do you want to be great in the kingdom of heaven? Don't imagine you know as much or more than your teachers. Humble yourself. Be like the children in Jesus' day, in a constant state of learning. And a little prayer to finish. God, I like for others to know how smart I am. It really hurts to admit when I don't know something. But that's what you said I have to do if I want to be great in your kingdom. Help me be humble, always discovering new things. Amen. God bless everyone.